All right, what's up, and guys? We are live. We are at Mayfield's house. Mark from Northwest Bourbon. This is
Hey, I'm Bass from Three Drunk Uncles.
Will
Yeah, we're always Charred and Twisted.
with your house.
Yeah.
This is Uncle Trey, Three Drunk Uncles.
Deuce, Three Drunk Uncles.
Stacy, Charred and Twisted.
And Stacy's going to be making us drinks with R6 Distillery, and we've got Rob here. How you doing, Rob?
Hey guys, doing awesome. How are y'all?
Awesome, man. We're ready to start partying. Can you tell us about the distillery?
Right on. Yeah, the distillery started back in 2014, and the concept came when I was down in New Orleans on a speaking engagement for past job, past life kind of thing, and went into a distillery for a tour and came out a different guy. Really, it was kind of the the light bulb moment for leaving corporate America and starting something different to bring people together. And that was sorry, I've been up since like 3 o'clock this morning, so some of my sentences will make sense, some of them won't make sense, but that's what whiskey's for, right?
Yeah, we'll catch up to you.
Right on. But yeah, it was just a very, tangible, experiential type of moment being in the rum distillery down in New Orleans, Louisiana when I was there. And that was kind of the genesis for starting R6. And then I was just, putting together a business plan, learning how to brew beer, learning how to take that into a spirit. And that really was the kind of the birth moment of R6. Was down in New Orleans on a tour of a rum distillery back in 2013, I think it was.
Okay.
And
So you guys have been up and going since 2013?
2014 is when the official paperwork was filed for the business. Then we moved into the building in 2015. It took almost a year to find a building.
Okay. And are you sourcing any of your stuff, or are you guys just throwing it all in house?
We try to do as much of it in the house as we can, to the degree possible. So, like our bourbon is a blended bourbon with some of our own and some stuff from Northern California, and then the rye that you've got similar as well, and then a couple of the other expressions that we don't have with us tonight, or at least on the podcast, are 100% grain to glass at our distillery. So we're working toward that 100% mark.
Oh, good. Hold on. We just poured some of your bourbon. Let me pass these around. Juice, you got one?
This guy here.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's her.
All right, so we got 86 proof. What can you tell me about this guy? Like the mash bill, where it comes from, all that stuff.
Yeah, I like to call this one, or you hear people back in the day when the DARE programs for junior highs out.
Yeah.
Marijuana is the gateway drug. I like to tell people that this is the gateway whiskey, the gateway bourbon, so to speak. It's a very straightforward, approachable whiskey, and it's quite different than some of our other bourbons that we do. So this one is a traditional straight bourbon whiskey, but high rye. I really like the high rye aspect of whiskey versus a wheated bourbon. So this is 75-21-4 corn, rye, barley.
75-21-4.
Yep.
Okay.
So sometimes people ask me what constitutes a high rye, and I say really anything in the teens or above is part of the total percentage of the grain bill. It's kind of a subjective thing. There's no like TTB guidance on that term, but so traditional. It's got your vanilla caramel on the nose, a little bit sweet with the corn, a little bit of citrus from the rye. And on the palate, it comes through, and I feel like it's really straightforward in terms of like what you're getting on the nose will come through and in the warm up sip, and then also the second one that you go after that.
I mean, cheers, you guys.
Cheers, y'all.
Still at work.
All right, cheers, Hero.
Cheers.
That's nice. That's very nice.
And I always
Are you like
tell
that?
folks listening that, the first sip of any whiskey is usually going to be your harshest sip. And then after that,
Yeah.
kind of give it a chance to go down, warm up, and then go back for your second one once your palate's acclimated to it. I'm sure you all know that already, but for any of the folks who are new to the podcast. And this one, despite on the bottle saying at least 2 years old,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, we've gotten a lot of flack for that recently. But when we came out with 30,000 labels, and since then a lot of it's aged and gotten some more time on it. So the stuff you've got is at the 4-year mark.
Oh, so this is 4 years old.
Yeah, so we're working toward obviously getting more cooperage and more stuff aging, but
Right.
that's just where the labels were when they went on these bottles.
Gotcha.
So, how many distilleries are around him in LA?
Whew. I've lost track, but it's gone up a good amount. What we're
Yeah.
seeing now is kind of like the craft beer bubble fizzle out, where a lot of breweries are going out of business, but you're not seeing nearly the influx of distilleries that you were probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
There's a
Same thing
handful.
happened up here in Washington. We did have the largest amount by number of craft whiskey distilleries in America, and then COVID bumped us down, and now we're tied for 4th place with Texas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the reason why I asked is we were just talking about Northwest like bourbon companies
Yeah.
and how some of them taste very similar.
Right.
Do you have something that sets you apart from other people that are right around your area?
Yeah, and it's unfortunately it's not going to be the bottles that we're trying tonight, but one of the things that I'm most proud of, and I'll give you a little bit more backstory on the brand as we chat tonight, but because there's a lot of things that I think are interesting. But as far as like the whiskey itself, in terms of distinguishing factors, we do a blue corn bourbon, and that one is unique and native to California, the blue corn. And part of what comes along with blue corn, it's got a weaker root structure, so it has to be grown farther apart. And obviously, land in California it ain't cheap. So you're on expensive land, and now you're spreading it apart, so you're getting less crop yield because if it blows over, it's going to take down the rest of the corn with it.
Right.
So it's a very expensive grain to raise and harvest, and it's a very expensive grain to therefore purchase and use as a crop for whiskey. But it has a lot more fat content and flavor profile and mouthfeel to it. So we actually use that in one of our vodkas as well as one of our bourbons, and it makes a world of difference. So I know it's out in Texas too. Balcones did it as well, but yeah, it's pretty unique to this area in terms of like, I don't know anybody else in California that's using blue corn and the combination of the grains that we are on that one.
Because is it just me, or does this give you kind of that more down south flavor than you get up here?
Yeah.
It's just the flavor profiles are.
Hold on, let me.
Because I didn't want to say Kentucky or Tennessee like straight up.
Trying to get word to people in the stuff.
Let me see if I can navigate that.
Does it taste like an El Camino with Alabama flag hanging out the back?
I like that.
All right, so I'm on your webpage. Go to your spirits, buy online. Because sorry, I've got William Hall's in the house. What's up, buddy? Lee, thanks for being here, bud. What does shipping look like? We're about to find that out together, and/or distribution. So let me see what's going on your website, and then have Rob here actually describe his distribution. See, okay, so this is your blue corn here. You got a single malt. We're drinking the straight bourbon right now.
Correct.
You got 2 different ryes. We have the Carmela here. You sent us that one as well. I'm looking forward to trying that. Juicy Reaper.
I can go with that. Here at Denver, we always test out like what the bottle is looking like, and I actually like the presentation of the bottle.
All right, so let's see.
I will say that Carmelo bottle does real well on the website or on our Instagram page, as far as like, it shows very, very well.
Yeah, people's interest in it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's a little bit of a backstory on the artist there, but yeah, that tends to be an eye catcher.
Okay, so it says it's sold out. That's why I can't add the cart.
Kind of to your question on the bourbon, though, our goal wasn't to go, really crazy in terms of flavor profile or complexity on this one. It was to be an approachable whiskey with depth, balance, and character to it, and not taste like a young, like a very young bourbon, to get folks into it and appreciate craft, and to come in at a price point where somebody's like, all right, $43, that's not like going to wreck the bank to go get this bottle of whiskey if I don't end up loving bourbon.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of like small craft distilleries that their flagship whiskey will be over $60, and I'm like kind of steering away people giving you a try.
Yeah, and I mean we've learned a lot of stuff the hard way, right? Like when I put our whiskey to market, we were at kind of like the $60 mark, then kind of came down and came down and came down. We're like, all right, well you can't take margin to the bank, so let's get people interested in the brand, get them acclimated, understand it, and get it to a price point where we can afford to put it out there and people can afford to buy it.
Right. So does it say on here what states it can ship to?
Yeah, great question. So we're actually launching a new website in the next 30 days, and we'll be able to ship to 38 states from the new website. So that's kind of in the making. But for right now, we can do direct shipment to California, and then through a couple of our partners, I think it goes to like 5 or 6 other states currently. But once that's live through one of our partners, Great American Craft Spirits, they'll be able to help ship 30 plus states for us.
Okay. So right now, like today, you're shipping, you said, to 5 or 6 states?
Correct.
And, which ones are those?
If I can follow up with you afterwards, I honestly don't know them off the top of my head. That'd be a great Sean question.
Okay. You said you're remodeling your website. Just from what I've seen, what I've experienced, customer feedback style, when you go to the part that says your spirits, we've been on multiple websites where right there it says shipping states or whatever. So you can click on that and it'll show you a pop-up map of what states it ships to. That way people don't go through all the, selecting which ones they want to buy and stuff like that. So when they go to check out, they find out they can't get it. That'd be frustrating.
Cool. I appreciate the feedback. We'll definitely incorporate that on the new site.
Sean's in the house. Ooh, William Reynolds is in the house. What's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, guys. So Sean manages the liquor store up here in Washington, so he's asking direct questions about your distribution.
Are you partnered with Southern or R&D or plan on? Is that Sean?
No, that's Lee.
Oh,
He manages the liquor store up here in Washington.
Got you. Okay. We're actually in conversations with a distributor today for Washington. So we're hoping to kick off there at some point, probably Q3 of this year.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'd love to be up in the Pacific Northwest.
Or will you be? Can you see the chat?
I can see what's popping up on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because to the right side of the camera views, you'll see a private chat and a public chat.
Oh, okay. I was on the private chat. There we go.
So if you go to the comments part, you can see the people that are watching us live chatting with us.
Right on. I'm there now.
Yeah, no, that's great. Let's see. What else was I going to ask you about?
A couple other cool things since we're in between here. So we're a veteran family-owned distillery, and you already mentioned the LA's first bourbon things. We're Los Angeles' first bourbon, which is kind of cool. Most people think of down south, right, when they think of bourbon, and whatever that means to everybody, it's something different. So we're LA's first bourbon, so we kind of get to define what that means. And like I said, we do this gateway bourbon, and then we do a really complex, lavish, rich one too. And then I think, to me, aside from the veteran part of this, what's important to us, we're a cause-focused brand. So we just established a partnership. We're doing formal announcements next week, but it's with an organization called Soldier's Best Friend, and they help folks who've served for the country and have either PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or TBI, traumatic brain injury, and it helps pair them. They help pair these vets with dogs who then go through a formalized certification program together to build accountability, to build rapport, and to ultimately build that bond as the veteran trainer and the dog trainee versus just getting a pre-trained dog. So it's a really cool program that we're super excited to partner with. And a lot more good things to come with them this year and after that.
I would love it if once you guys get that going, you have like updates and links and stuff on your website, because that's close to home for me. I love it. We need a lot more of those kind of foundations doing exactly what you just said. When I got home from my 4th deployment to Afghanistan, I heard about a program like that, and I was like, that's what I need. Like, it just sounded perfect to me. And so I contacted them. I had to fill out this like huge multi-page application, send them pictures of my backyard and all kinds of stuff. And they said, "Oh, good, you got accepted. There's a 2-year waiting list." And no, I seriously started crying. I was like, I can't wait 2 years. I can't. And so I went to the pound and adopted a dog, and just had to work my ass off training it. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I'm still in the Army. I'm in the Army Reserve now. I left active duty. Uncle Ace here was in the Army.
20 plus years. I check the block. I might have
So
Yeah,
appreciate you guys.
yeah. I met Will in our Army Reserve unit. I'm a combat engineer, so I just look for IDs. What did you do?
communication.
He's Como. You were Will was a medic. Deuce,
Until
you're intel.
comma, I have about 7 of us.
Oh, you hooked up your own camera. There you go.
Yeah, so we're gonna be over here like this.
I'm getting
What's that?
He's experimenting. So we're both you and Sean in the military.
Oh, there was a bad echo and couldn't tell who you were talking to.
No, it's good. Rob, were you and Sean both in the military?
My brother, who's an integral part of the company, is in the military, and he was enlisted, and also now he's back out, and now he's an officer. One of our board members, and then another one of our owners who's actively involved too. So, and then basically all 3 out of 4 of my grandparents were. So, not me personally, but it's close to home for me and part of our ownership team as well as our board. So it's an important initiative for us.
Right. Right on. So you said, what is your brother doing in the company?
He's what is he doing now, or what's he doing? Is that what you're asking?
In general.
Yeah. Currently, he's active with the Navy JAG Corps. So he's
Okay.
also part of our think tank and strategy advisory board, and then he comes out to help with some production runs once in a while. He's also an active owner in the company too. So, he previously served on USS Shiloh and did cryptology and did several deployments overseas for that, and then he did further deployments when he was an officer with the JAG and part of the Katrina relief assistance as well.
Right. I just didn't want your phone in the screen.
I'm not looking at porn.
Causing a slow buffer on your end over there, huh?
I'm just letting you know, man. I just watch, just watching your back.
It is on the trailer, dude. Don't know what we got this one.
Man.
So you said one of the other board members and one of the other owners is in the military. Are they in the Navy as well?
Navy, Marines, and Air Force.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So Stacy back there at the bar, she is making us cocktails using your whiskey.
Awesome. Can you tell us about what concoction she's crafted back there?
Yeah, as soon as she's ready, she's gonna have the floor.
Sweet.
You're what? Oh, she made us all a cocktail. Now she's gonna have a glass neat herself.
You start drinking already?
Stacy, will you be able to come around and tell us about what we're drinking? Cheers, guys.
How is it right every single time?
So this is the smoked old fashioned. It's becoming a more common drink that you can find around. But the twist is I like to use maple syrup over the cubed sugar and other sweeteners. I feel like it pairs really well with the smoke and the bourbon. So, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Stacy.
Dude said he wasn't coming if he didn't get old fashioned.
Well, you already know.
That bourbon tastes good.
Does.
Every single time. You don't miss it. Every single time.
That's the thing. You have to have a consistent cocktail.
Yeah.
And
Make it consistently.
So now, Rob, do you guys have a maple syrup that's made for doing old fashioned?
We do. So we have an organic maple syrup from Vermont, and we used to brew beer back in the day, and we kind of got out of that game at the opportune time right before it ran us out of business. And we took the maple syrup that we were using for our one of our pastry stouts and got a drum of it and aged it in a bourbon barrel, and we got some of that still left. Really delicious. Whether you put it in like a Carmela or a bourbon, just like a traditional old fashioned, or whether you put it over ice cream, or if you want to use it in pancakes, it's pretty much all around awesome.
I love that. Where do you get the maple syrup from?
The one that we used was Run Amok.
So we did Aunt Audrey came through and we did Oregon Spirits. They have a maple syrup. And so we did a morning episode where we did pancakes and bourbon. And that was pretty dope.
Oh, it
Nice.
sounds amazing. That sounds awesome.
No, I like it that you guys make maple syrup. We got Woodinville and Bainbridge up here that do the same thing where they age the maple syrup in their barrels and then bottle it and sell it at their distilleries. And it is the best sweetener to use for an old fashioned.
Hell yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah. It's what I mean, I'm a sweet guy. I don't really like sweet booze, so to speak, more so on the balance side. But when it comes to like desserts and sweets, yeah. So maple syrup is a weak point for me.
I've also used local, like organic honey. That does a really good job too. I like that so much more than like a simple syrup type thing. Especially
Agreed.
like artificial sweeteners just don't do it for me. So what's up, Stacy? It's good to see you. Oh, Bourbon Baller. He said he's drinking Cavassier 21 in honor of this 3 to you.
There you go.
Appreciate
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Is it what Cavassier is it?
21.
Never heard of it.
You know, Lee, it's probably fancy.
Is that a 21-year-old?
I would assume so.
I would assume.
Sean is sipping the cigar blend. That's what's up. But that Joseph Magnus, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Lost.
All right, Rob. Fun story time. What is the worst business decision you guys have made there so far? It's where you're like, man, we just should not have done that.
Dude, I could write the encyclopedia on this. There's a lot. Oh God. The worst, huh?
And yeah, Lee said that it was a 21-year-old. That's why it's called the 21.
Honestly, it was probably getting into brewing on a commercial and professional level. Like it was really a double-edged sword, and then it taught me a lot because beer is such a delicate beast to work with, and there's a lot of things to be cognizant of in the QA/QC process for beer.
Okay.
That translate over. So we do a lot of private label manufacturing for other companies, and some of those products are non-alc, some of them are RTD, ready to drink canned cocktails, some of them are whiskey, vodka, rum, you name it. But learning how to brew beer gives you an appreciation for kind of the overall process, I think. But also it almost put us out of business because it was right at the time where the craft beer bubble was about to implode. And then, sure as shit, a couple years later, can I say that on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're a late night show. We're an adult show.
Okay.
You have to be 21 to watch our alcohol now. Anyway.
So,
all right.
And then COVID came along right after that. So we're like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna make hand sanitizer. So we're on the early get your shit figured out train for that, and
right.
We're raiding the Dollar Tree to get plastic bottles to put it in and all that good stuff. And yeah, so
man,
that from like best to like stay alive pivot decisions. But yeah, I think really the brewery side was something that I could have avoided.
Yeah,
could have, would have, should have.
No, that was good. Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's fun. So they are. Yeah.
I'm just when you're ready.
No, we're ready. So we just poured the Carmela. We've already mentioned it once before. Just a gorgeous bottle, and like Uncle Trey already said, that when he posts a picture of this online, it gets views left and right. It's a gorgeous bottle. And you said there was a story behind this.
Yeah, credit to the artist, the gal who drew this. My best friend's wife, who's also a close friend of mine, is one of our graphic artists, and she said, check out Electra Art on Instagram. I don't know if you'll be able to get a hold of her, but she does some awesome hand-drawn, pictures of females. And so I reached out to her, and nothing. Then I reached out again, and nothing. Then I reached out again, and I'm the kind of guy who doesn't usually go away very easily. So finally, she responded, and she agreed to do a drawing for us. She's like, I don't really do drawings for other people, but it sounds cool. Liquor brand, and in the U.S., she's in the U.K., and
okay.
she acquiesced to the inquiry, and man, she did a bang up job on what we were going for with Carmela, and super thrilled with it. So it was totally a shot in the dark on getting her to do the drawing for us. But if you look at any of her stuff, she's extremely talented, and yeah, we're lucky to have her as part of the design.
I know some of the people in 3D land will like to know, does she look like that?
Oh, asking did she draw a model, or did she just invent her own?
She invented her own, but all she draws is females, nothing and no one else, kind of thing.
Yeah, so, but she's not like, she doesn't have like a model there in front of her, like, or anything like that.
She could have, for all I know. I mean, she's a good-looking gal if you check her out. So she might have had her girlfriend or another girlfriend or something like that at the time.
Yeah, there's just questions of who the model was.
Yeah,
not by any of us married guys, from other people.
My wife don't like it for 3D, so we're good.
All right, so we got a glass of the Carmela here, guys. And cheers.
Cheers.
Ting.
Oh, wow. Can I take that bottle?
I think that was
It's Cracker Jack.
Yeah.
It's online.
Online.
So tell us about what is in the bottle. Tell us about this liquid gold Cracker
Yeah.
Jack flavor thing going
That
on.
is delicious. I'm just gonna say it's
Uncle Deuce stamped approved.
Yes,
What's going on?
That is
I love Cracker Jack because I was thinking like it's like a caramel corn, you know, it's popcorn with caramel mixed into it, kind of thing. So it's actually this guy here in here. So it's our bourbon, and then we add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of caramel flavor, and a little bit of chocolate bitters to it. Super simple, straightforward, well balanced. You could do it neat on a rock or in a cocktail. We do one called Around the Campfire with it, with s'mores, chocolate, and graham cracker crushed on the rim.
Yeah.
Sean also does a really awesome version of this where he takes, I think, 4 or 5 different orange peels that he zests and puts in the bottle, lets it sit, chills it, and then pours it in a cup and adds a dash of bitters to it. And it's a freaking awesome shooter.
Oh, it's delicious.
what's the proof on it?
66.
Oh yeah, 66.
Hey man, this is amazing. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to put the bottle. This is delicious.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
He shows up late and then steals. That's due to the bottle.
You do send that bottom. Hey, you heard what it is, right? It's this with stuff added.
Well, I appreciate
He's
it.
got chocolate bitters, caramel flavoring, and sugar added to that. That's it.
It's almost like dessert wine, bro. Like it's really good. This is really good.
Appreciate that. Salud.
What's that, Bone Water? Good to see you, buddy. All right, so what is your favorite thing that you guys make?
I go on different kicks. So, you know, people say like, oh, this is my favorite or that's my favorite. To me, it's totally subjective and it depends on like my mood and where I'm at in life. And right now I'm on a huge vodka kick, which I know we don't talk about that tonight, but in general, if I'm going to drink more than a glass and whatever I drink, it's definitely the healthy 4-finger pour kind of thing. And it's this guy here just because it's, like I said, the gateway whiskey, man. I can, you know, it's not too rich. It's not too any one thing. It's just an easy, approachable, drinkable whiskey, almost too easy sometimes. So, but that's my go-to is our bourbon.
Okay, your bourbon is your flagship bourbon is your go-to. Oh, Marvin's in the house. Finally, people are drinking at a decent.
Is he early to bed like me? Is he used to you guys?
Yeah,
drinking?
recently Marvin's been going to bed earlier, and so my usual live stream time of 9 o'clock, because that's after my kids go to bed, so I can start drinking, and and he's ready to go to bed by that time.
Well, I appreciate you guys making an exception for me tonight.
Yeah, no worries, man.
She's trying to know when
Yeah.
you want her to make the second.
We're ready. Yeah. Stacey's gonna start working on another cocktail back there. So you guys watching the party cam.
This one's really
Awesome.
Are we just gonna skip over the fact that you shoot at like midnight every
Yes,
Thursday?
right?
Like some of us are in bed at 9:30.
He has a good reason.
Yes, you just have to-
Because
I understand, but I just apology. I understand what the reason is. I just
Yeah. I'm a super involved attentive dad, and so when my kids are awake, I'm not in my man cave drinking the night
That
away.
really offends Ron.
Hey, you can be a good dad and be a drunk at the same time. That's my kid.
Yeah, yours are girl. Mine are in elementary school. That's a little different.
Father of the year.
Say again.
I said I can make you father of the year.
Oh man. But yeah, so I usually don't even start until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so on a work night, you know, a lot of people, especially if they're watching from the East Coast, are like, "Bro, I can never watch you live because you go so late." I'm like, I'm the latest over here, you know, like freaking Conan.
It's funny you say like being a good dad and drinking and whatnot. So we're had a distillery expansion project planned in Long Beach here, and we had. I went. It's actually across the street from an elementary school, so being concerned about that posing a challenge for us, I went and I met with the school senior leadership, and they're like, "No, that sounds great. We respect that you guys are going to manufacture there and be a good neighbor, and you're a family-owned outfit, yada yada." I'm like, "All right, great." Talk to the city. They're like, "Yeah, no problem. That's a use that's approved in that zone." All right, bite the bullet, get on a long-term deal for the building, get all the plans drawn out, order all the equipment for this like 20,000 square foot build out, and then the city issues permits for everything, and then a couple upset parents throw a demonstration across the street, and the city unilaterally rescinded all of our permits. Just they're like, we'll let you go through the use permit hearing process. I'm like, well, that's going to get shot down. I can already tell you that.
Yeah.
So now we're in like I don't know if you call it a battle royale with a city, but we're trying to get out of our building because they basically locked us into this building. And now anybody else that wants to come use the building, they're telling them their use is prohibited. So I'm like, man, you guys are killing us. So now we're sitting on an empty warehouse building in Long Beach. And here's my thought process too, right? I'm like, every time I'm going in and out of there unloading stuff, we've got parents that come by, or like janitorial folks or city workers are like, man, I heard there was a distillery going in here. Like, yeah. And I explained the story. They're like, that's some bullshit. We would have been here drinking with you. I'm like, well, we were going to have a small tasting room attached to it and everything, but next plan.
Protesting probably when you're drinking amongst.
I understand both sides of it. On the other hand, though, they should have freaking told you no from the beginning if they were going to say no in the end.
Right. Not let us down a road where it was, yeah, this will work, and then change their mind after we're deeply vested in it. Ooh, that looks delicious.
Do you see what you just did with your whiskey, man?
Yeah, that's a float, it looks like.
You probably can't see that it has edible glitter on top too.
Oh my God.
The stripper.
I call it the stripper.
She calls it the stripper because there's edible glitter.
I need you guys to please open up a bar.
Did she shake it off of her body, or does that come from a jar?
So
Oh,
this is Carmela with cream soda, and then the home style vanilla ice cream with edible glitter. So it's pretty and delicious.
So I was shooting. But Nick,
Yeah,
Oh, the blood bag.
we go. I like that.
Right?
Do you realize that you just ruin a drink from every guy?
Casey, that sounds
Everywhere I
awesome.
go, oh, this is trash.
All right, say again.
yeah,
Just said Stacy, that sounds awesome.
You got a verbal high five from Rob.
that's good.
That's insane. That's insane.
It's right. It's so good.
That's insane.
And the good thing about this drink too, with spring and summer and everybody starting to do outdoor activities, this is something that you can have a non-alcoholic version for people. So,
Yeah. Why?
I mean, I try to do everything for everyone, right?
I like it. You know, okay, so Rob, to give you an idea of what we're drinking over here. She said she used her Carmela. There's obviously a small scoop of ice cream in there. It tastes like, like if you think of a root beer float,
It's a whiskey float.
but then make it with cream soda instead. That's what it tastes like.
I pictured everything that she was describing. It sounds freaking delicious. And
Yeah.
I think cream soda would pair the best with this as far as sodas goes. That's
No problem.
I'm
Yeah,
really-
if you open up that tasting room and finally get Long Beach or wherever you do it,
I'll come
just
back.
hit up Stacy at Charred and Twisted, and she'll sell you the rundown.
The butt naked auntie. That's what
But
Great. That's what you
You always
want
gotta
to
take it.
know. No, that's
Yeah.
You gotta take
That's
it.
not something else.
No, I think it's awesome that it's called the stripper because it has edible glitter.
I mean, glitter is like the herpes of the.
Damn.
Like once you get glitter,
that makes it taste so much better.
Oh man.
If she wanted to take it up a level, she could hang a pair of edible panties off the side of it too.
Oh, like the
The real stripper. You really
what do you
gotta
call
Yeah.
it? On a drink when you have the decorations on it.
Garnet.
Garnish. Yeah, the garnish. You have to shake the fruit like a pair of onions.
well,
Then you
like a pair of undies, like panties. Like, it was just cut the watermelon to.
Glitter panties.
Look, I want
Yeah.
to this because you know when y'all start doing like bachelorette parties, that's the drink right there.
Yes, sir.
that's it, brother.
Yeah, it's true story.
That's good. That is amazing.
All right, so Rob, you already answered what your favorite thing that you have there, your distillery is. If you are out and about and they do not have R6 at the bar, what are you ordering?
If I'm in the bourbon mood, honestly, Elijah Craig or Angel's Envy. I like those.
Elijah.
Rob, we really like you, bro. Until you said that.
Finally, someone in this group.
Okay.
Elijah Craig is one of the smoothest bourbons, in my opinion. I don't know if that's set wrong or right with you guys, but that's one of my favorite. Just
Totally
really.
people love Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
It's not the base model, though, right? Which
People
one is it?
love Elijah Craig. Like
It must be a love or hate kind of thing.
I feel like we haven't.
I just let them do it.
I feel like there's
They have a bad experience with Elijah Craig.
Oh, he got him on the wrong side of the toilet.
Yeah, huh?
They've
So
got to
we
have a master blenders or something. Like I feel like there's something.
The toasted almost got me, but y'all got me toasted.
If it's not Elijah, though, I would say like Lafroig or something really smoky, though, because I like leathery, smoky whiskey.
I would love.
What was the one you said?
Lafroig.
Lafroy?
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't do your scotches.
Yeah. Anything that's like Isla Scotch, super smoky, leathery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Likes the
Yeah.
Isla scotches.
Yeah, Kilhoman's great. Lagavulin, all those guys over there do really good stuff. Bricklati.
Well, y'all know I have to drive. I have to sit down for like 20 minutes.
I got some. I'll pull you over.
Oh, goodness. All right, so man, I'm all wrapped up around that the warehouse with the tasting room that's got you all locked up right now.
Oh,
Because I'm
man.
like wanting to talk to you about things happening in the future, and that's just like this opposite.
Well, we're gonna get through it. I always I'm like, hindsight's 2020, and let's look forward and not chase the bad with the good kind of thing. So we've got a plan in place to get rid of that, and we're gonna expand up in El Segundo. It looks like right now, so all good things.
Because the bourbon already has like a dark.
Now, do you have any spirit that you're looking forward to putting out in the future?
Yeah, the rundown of what we're doing now, or you got to do certain things to keep the lights on, right? Like your main SKUs that do volume, but the fun stuff for us, I introduced something a couple years ago called the R6 Brews Collaboration, and the concept is we partner with a select brewery that's got like a really good skill at what they do, not just any brewery in the area kind of thing.
Right.
Collaborate with the head brewer and or owner there, make a custom grist bill from scratch, brew it at their brewery, ship it over to us, distill it at our place, age it in the barrels, and then when it's ready to release, we rebrew the beer and then release it together with the whiskey for the consumer so they can see like this is actually the base beer and this is what it's like if you evaporate the alcohol out of it and age it. That's a whiskey. And enjoy the pairing together. So it's really kind of like a fun educational,
like a combo pack kind of thing.
Yeah. So some of the fun ones we've done are with Autologic, Almanac, Lost Abbey, Honolulu Beer Works. We've got one coming up probably out in Colorado later this year. So kind of growing that part of it. That's we did one out in Chicago with Microphone. So like all really good great breweries. That's kind of what I'm most excited about. The release on next will be Almanac and Lost Abbey.
Right on. When you were talking about that combo pack with the beer with the whiskey, it reminded me of a distillery up here in Oregon, actually, that I've been drinking their beer for years, and they just started making whiskey right before 2020 hit. And you could really taste the similarities between the two of them. And so I thought it was really cool to drink those next to each other and see that. But that got me thinking of some free chicken from a consumer standpoint. One of the coolest things a distillery does up here that I've seen is they'll have like a sample pack. To where when you go into the tasting room, you get your tour, you get your tasting or something like that. They're not even $3.75. They're like 200 milliliters, I think. To where, like, you know, if you go out to eat, you don't know what appetizer to get. You get the sampler. You want to try one of each one, right? And so instead of like blowing your whole load on one bottle, you buy the pack of 4 different spirits that you offer, and those just fly off the shelf. And so, just from a consumer standpoint, let you know that's something that we like.
Right on. Yeah, we do a little gift pack with minis in it right now, and we'll be doing more sizes as we continue to go forward. But yeah, I think that's solid because not everybody wants to buy a 750 and go all in.
Right.
So are you looking at doing any brandy at all?
Any brandy? Probably not in the future for us. Although that's what you asked, right? Are we looking to do any brandy?
Yeah.
Our blue corn bourbon has gotten some feedback that it tastes like grappa or brandy. So if you get a chance when that one is released, it would be interesting for you to try and get your thoughts on it. And I think we're looking at a summer release for that one.
Said the blue corn.
Yeah.
The blue corn bourbon.
Okay, yeah, we have to check it out.
So it's kind of like a sweet, fruity.
Yeah, it's
how would you describe that flavor profile?
It's weird. It's a high rye bourbon also. So blue corn, rye, and it's got 4 different malts in it, and then some rolled oats as well. That one's like a raisin fig, chamomile, and earthy on the nose, and then like cinnamon, vanilla, dark chocolate on the palate. With raisin as well, and then it finishes dark chocolate.
That sounds like something the uncles can get behind if you're looking for spokespeople.
We'll QA the shit out of it.
That's a summertime release.
Yeah, summertime.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the website shows blue corn sold out right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So how long do you age that one?
The one that's coming out this summer, that'll be a 4-year also.
It's all empty.
Yeah, if any of you guys missed that Carmela bottle is hot.
She is a babe.
That's some good stuff, man.
We finished off.
You guys
Thank
got a
you.
really product, man. I don't, I'm not just saying it, man. I'm sitting here and I'm enjoying everything I'm tasting, man. Kudos to you guys, man. It's delicious.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Is there a chance of an RC brandy or a brandy finish whiskey? Oh, there's been a lot of finishing going on in the whiskey world right now. So from the distiller's perspective, are you looking at kind of get on that ship while that's rising across all sides right now?
We have done a good amount of it and just doing LTOs, limited time offerings with it for the releases. So we've got a maple finished, I think it's a rye. We have a PX Pedro Jimenez barrel that we finished the rye. That's the one on the website. The 2 ryes, the purple ryes, the PX finish.
Oh, that other one was a sherry finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do we have in finishing? I think we got like 6 or 7 different finishes going on right now. And then we've got some experimental single malts with some like peachwood smoked malt and some cherrywood smoked malt. So we've got some finishing stuff coming up soon. We're just trying to do staged releases on it.
And what was the spirit you got coming out soon that you're most looking forward to?
It is not listed on there. It's the collaboration series, which I think Lost Abbey already released somewhat recently, and then Almanac will be the next one out.
Oh. You have an Armagnac finish coming out?
No.
You have like a juniors match. He's on the trade.
Almanac Brewing Company up in Alameda, California.
Say that again.
It's the name of the brewery up in California that we did the collaboration with.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Armagnac is the name of the brewery?
Almanac.
Almanac.
Oh.
Almanac.
See,
Oh man, so
Yeah.
see, we missed.
I was like, bro, we was already like talking about that. Let's go.
That's all right. It's harder to hear everybody who's further in the background over on my end too. So imagine that I came across as probably not a lot of sleep or just
No. You were good. We're catching up to you because we totally heard Armagnac over here.
You're like, what the hell kind of finish is that?
Did I do distillery tours? Like, what's the time, like on the weekends? Because I'm going to be in Ontario mid-month. So I'm trying to get down there and I want to check it out.
We only do private tours now, but if you hit me up, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to, if I'm in town, give you a tour or have one of my guys give you a tour if I'm not around.
Okay. Sweet. Grab some of the lady bites.
What's up, John? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, what's up, Jake?
Hey man, is it wrong to kind of look twisted out there?
No, I am.
Charred.
You're charred and twisted.
We say twisted because I usually got like, some brisket or something going on.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Please open the bar or something. I'll come give you
I'm working on it.
I'm tired of people don't do it. Please don't open the bar.
All right, so what we found is drinking it straight. Both the bottles we got from you are hitters. You got a stamp approved.
Yes, it is. It is certified by the three office.
Absolutely.
All right.
We're gonna order some more bottles because we gotta do a whole.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so Stacy here from Charred and Twisted, she made a cocktail from each one of the two, and they stand up great in cocktails.
Awesome.
Hey man, look at it. You already know how I feel about that old fashioned. You already know how I feel about that old fashioned. I judge all old fashions that I have based off of that old fashioned.
Yeah, I told her Boston in Ontario.
You try it.
Hey, not good.
Yeah, you try it. You try it.
It's like I said, you know,
When we went to Stanley and Seaport,
Oh, shit.
it was stacking, bro. That was not.
You're paying $20 for a drink and a piece of shit.
I ain't gonna say it was a piece of shit. It's just, I feel like
For $20, you a piece of shit.
I feel like it,
For $7, it would have been okay.
the problem is that we have something to judge it.
Yes.
If we had never had these delicious old fashions, we might
You're
be
jumping against a gold medalist.
absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
We judge every old fashion based off of yours.
Actually, gold medalist bottles sitting on the table.
They fall.
All right. So do I have any mods in the chat? Yeah. Okay, Marvin, you're a mod. Will you please drop R6 website and Instagram in the chat, please? That way, all the people can click on that and join in. And Rob, once we're done, like probably tomorrow, I'll put the links to your website and stuff in the description of this video, and so everybody will be able to find you. And I'm also going to put a link to your website on our website on northwestbourbon.com. That way, people that go there will be able to find you there. All the distilleries that we work with, we put on there.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to share with us tonight? Anything else you wanted to throw out there, promote, or whatnot?
Did you have a third expression? Was there a rye that made it to you guys, or is it these two?
So there's a ride that the uncles are gonna do on one of ours. It's gonna be a couple weeks. I got a funeral next week, so it's gonna be in the next couple weeks.
Okay. I didn't know if that was tonight or if that was later. So
No, he just let us know. He was holding out.
No, that's not what happened. What What I did was
Exactly right.
we didn't know that we were going to be able to get 3 drinks in for this episode, so we decided to keep a
Holding out.
A bottle
Roger.
of
we
reserve.
decided to keep a bottle so that we could show you what the uncles are really all about. With the
Trey,
wine.
Charred and Twisted was ready to do it.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened?
So when you send it, not to North, if you send it elsewhere. That's what Alyssa, what's up? That's my guy. You're killing it. Let me cheers. Oh, what's up, Alyssa? Good to see you.
Love you too. Thanks for joining.
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. It's good to have that household 6 support, man. For them to just completely support you like that, that's beautiful. I love it.
She's the gal. She's taking me to AA.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so hey guys, I'm gonna bring us to the back room so we can get into some BS, and not have it stuff out there in public land. And so, do any of you guys want to say anything to the audience watching live now, or who are going to catch the replay?
Hey, if you have not already, get into this R6 because it is delicious. It seems like no matter what you mix with it, well, it might be Stacy, but still, no matter what you mix with it, it's a very good drink. Man. Like,
Where's the camera? Is this camera right here?
dude, that camera going to be on
Look here. I don't normally say great things about a lot of things. But I'm going to say this. That I have been here by now. And all 6 got me on the road.
First of all, you got here 7:06. And it is.
Our Distillery has me on the
No, he's right.
These 2 offers that I've had tonight have been delicious. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was my favorite, but that straight bourbon whiskey was delicious as well. I love what you're doing, and I want you to know that I had a road work week, and R6 has got me through it on Friday. So I appreciate it. Thank you, and I will be ordering bottles.
Amen to that. Charred and Twisted.
Man, yeah, it's good straight. It makes a great cocktail. Like, it's very versatile. You can sip it, the bourbon, or you can make it for a cocktail. It's delicious. Good stuff.
Uncle Trady.
Hey, you said everything already. It's awesome, and I can't wait to our review with the rye.
Oh yeah. Too bad we don't get to try it.
Hey, that's coming up, and the way that Will tells the story is bullshit. That's not the way that it went down. But
Did I get you? I haven't tried the rye.
I make great
This
rock
guy.
cocktails too. I'm just saying.
is that what?
All right. Hold the phone, Rob. I'm going to solo you real quick. If you have anything you want to share with
for the audience out there, appreciate you all. Very grateful to be on here this evening with you guys and gals. Thanks for giving us a shot, and appreciate the feedback on the whiskey. Always open to any other type of feedback, but please check us out on the website, r6distillery.com, also Instagram and Facebook, and look forward to seeing you guys and have you enjoy the whiskey. Cheers.
All right, awesome. Appreciate you, Rob. Thank you for all of you guys that are watching us live. Any of you guys that are watching us after the fact, appreciate you making it this far into the video. And Rob, just so you know, I'm going to be putting chapter navigation links into the video description. So if people want to jump around throughout the conversation, we're the only YouTube channel that does that.
You can be professional when you're in the drink.
I got a caveat.
You got a cat?
Really?
So when being speaking as a ladies, I gotta say this Carmelo, sorry,
Carmelo.
Brings this Carmelo, it brings it back to my childhood, back to when we go trick at the pop. Yeah, I'm just saying, the pop ball.
Oh, you get the ball.
Yeah.
That's what it gets.
It's where the popcorn are glued together.
Yep.
You mix it
I'm
with-
I knew
saying,
exactly.
you don't need to be drinking. I'm
What's
just saying.
the What box was it? The Jack and Cracker Jack. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Got the fries to do, but you got to give it to your significant other. After the fries,
Oh,
That's
see how my eyes look.
Aphrodisiac in there.
The All right, so we're gonna cut off the live stream. Rob, don't go anywhere. We're gonna close up with you backstage. All you guys that were here watching, we appreciate you, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.
yeah, put the street in our-
So professional.